says, "He who endures shall receive a crown of life." Endures to the end, meaning you got to go all the way to the end. Okay, so then that's why he's also saying a man of war, because a man of war, you got to start to learn to enjoy this war. Right? You got to start seeing these curses not just as curses but also blessing, because the curse is the blessing. Because if you're under the Deuteronomy 28 curses, that's a sign and wonder that you are an Israelite. You know, so the blessing is in the curse. You might have a wife, she might leave you, but honestly, her heart ain't even yours, it's someone else's, so that's a blessing for that woman to leave you. You know, what if you would have came home and caught her sleeping with another man? That would have been even worse than her just leaving. You know? Or your son, you know, or your daughter. You get on them, make them start wearing dresses, your daughters. You know? It might be hard at first, or they might even, you know, if they're teenage girls, rebel. You know, put pants or real short shorts in their backpack, go to school. They change in the bathroom, come out. You know? Those are the kind of things that are make you upset about this place. But that's what bearing your cross is. Alright? It's trying to stay as close to Yahweh Shai as you can. But you're going to lose this life, meaning this worldly life, for the Lord's sake. And what does that mean? That means so that you could carry His truth. Because we're the salt of the earth. Salt means to preserve. What are we preserving? We're preserving this truth right here. See, Christians say you could sin because so-called Jesus died on the cross. So then everything's alright. You could just do whatever the hell you want. No, the Lord is a man of war. He said He's coming here to bring war. And if you want to be on His good side, you better obey Him, even over your mother, your father, or your children. Even this life. You know? I mean, like Sabbath, that even shows how much captivity we're in. Because you Sabbath, everybody got to work on Sabbath. Your job ain't going to let you. But when you start learning this truth, it breaks your heart that you got to keep going to work. That's why you're supposed to cry out. You know? Bring out that truth in prayer also. Praying for all the other brothers that they're dealing with their own cross. That's also why you're supposed to help a brother bear his cross. Meaning he ain't able to make it up that hill to be crucified. So literally you got to help him carry his cross to be killed. That's what we're doing every week. You know, we try to build each other up, edify each other over these videos through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. You know? But let's get back on track. I believe 40?
Yeah. He that receiveth you receiveth me, and he that receiveth me receiveth him that sent me.
So he that receiveth you receiveth me, meaning us that come in these scriptures, that are pushing this truth with sincerity. All the brothers that are out here on these camps pushing every week, pushing these videos out. Our elders, you know, the people behind the scene, maybe the cameraman. He might not be on the camera all the time, but his part is still very important because somebody got to control that camera. Alright? Posts. Somebody got to stand post to protect your backside. You know? They might not be good reader or speakers or anything in a different way, but that's their position. And that's their part to bear that cross. And no matter what your position is, it's not of value status like this earth, like where you value someone on their money value, but also the Lord values on the faith. You know, are you doing this just because there's a brothers you can chill with them and drink some wine? You know what I mean? You might know a little bit of this Bible to deal with it, but are you out there in faith, really seeking to find those 144,000 men? You know, and perhaps warn some of them 1/3. Condemn those 2/3 that are committing sin, that are in the house of Israel, and then cutting those Edomites and heathens. You know, are you doing that because with true sincerity you do believe in Yahweh Shai is the Son? And He came and He's going to come back. You know, he came in the flesh, died, and was resurrected. Now he's coming back with war. Okay, go ahead.
He that receiveth a prophet in the name of a prophet shall receive a prophet's reward.
Go to 40 again.
He that receiveth you receiveth me, and he that receiveth me receiveth him that sent me.
That's right, because who sent Yahushua? Yahweh. Go ahead.
He that receiveth a prophet in the name of a prophet shall receive a prophet's reward.
Okay, that's what's his name on TV? That Joel Osteen. You receive him because of his name. In fact, all those Christian ministries, they have the name of the guy. It ain't even the name of the Lord. How vain is that? Even some of these Hebrew Israelites put their name over the Lord's. You know, that's blasphemy. And that act is going to get you death. You know? And that's why he's saying you're going to get a prophet's reward. And you know what a prophet's reward is? Suffering. Because what prophet didn't go through some hell? All the prophets were killed or tortured somehow. And still today we are too. We're being persecuted. We're getting persecuted by our own people in our own house. Our wives, our children, our families. You know, maybe they're not in support of you doing this truth. You know? Yeah. So, if you receive a prophet in his name, you will receive his reward, which ain't nothing but suffering. But if you receive the Lord and lose your life for the Lord's sake, that means to push this truth, then you will receive that. Go ahead.
And he that receiveth a righteous man in the name of a righteous man shall receive a righteous man's reward.
I think you skipped a piece right there. Read that again.
And he that receiveth a righteous man in the name of a righteous man shall receive a righteous man's reward.
That's right. Because what is righteousness? That's the Psalms. Psalms 119. It's these commandments. So for you to first say a righteous man, now Christians might say, oh, he's the kindest man to everybody. He's the life of the party. He's so loving. He hugs everybody. Gives them a sucker when they come in. Tells everybody, God bless you. You're not supposed to be doing that. That ain't even righteous. So that's why we got to know what is righteous. You got to be digging these words up. You got to be looking for precepts to back these up. These scriptures, precept on precept on precept on precept. Line upon line. Here a little, there a little. You know? Because a righteous man, meaning he's trying to keep these commandments in faith of Yahushua's return. That's a righteous man. And receive a righteous man's reward, meaning, just like he said, a parable that, paraphrase it, but it's, he says, when I was hungry, you fed me, and when I was thirsty, you gave me something to drink. When I was cold, you clothed me. When I was in jail, you visited me. You know, and they say, when did I ever see you hungry, Lord? And he says, when ye did this for the least of me, of my men. You know, in fact, let me look that up real quick. Hold that real quick. I don't want to chop it up too bad. Just give me 1 second. So it's Matthew 25, looks like 35. I'll read it from here. You want to hold that? So it says, let me get down to it. Alright, Matthew 25, 35. For I was an hungered, and ye gave me meat, meaning food. I was thirsty, and ye gave me drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me in. Naked, and ye clothed me. I was sick, and ye visited me. I was in prison, and ye came unto me. Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee and hungered, and fed thee, or thirsty, and gave thee drink? When saw we thee a stranger and took thee in, or naked and clothed thee? Or when saw we thee sick or in prison, and came unto thee? And the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me. And that's right here. That's why if you read that again, that half that 41.
He that receiveth the prophet in the name of a prophet shall receive a prophet's reward.
Meaning these false ass Christian preachers. Go ahead.
And he that receiveth the righteous man in the name of a righteous man shall receive a righteous man's reward.
Just like these GMS brothers, they're the brothers. You know, perhaps there is a family member that does believe in what you're doing, and they support you and they give you a little money here to help you try to make gas meat. You know, or when you go out with the brothers, maybe your father might kick you down some money so you guys can eat, or maybe your mother will cook something for you. This is what this is talking about. To the least of these. And the least men, what? The sign holders, the camera holder, the lowest standing guy. Meaning, if you feed one of these brothers, you give them a ride home one day, instead of letting them catch the bus, you say, hey, let me give you a ride. He's saying that's going to be rewarded to you. That's the righteous man's reward. But now if you follow these stupid prophets that come in their own name, where they got Joel Osteen, or even have no truth behind their prophesying, then you're going to receive nothing but suffering. Because one, you're going to be deceived, and then you're going to have to taste that fire, and then after that, you're even going to have to stand before the Lord. And you're ashamed. Alright? We're going to go down to 42.
And whosoever shall give to drink unto one of these little ones a cup of cold water, only in the name of a disciple, verily I say unto you, he shall in no wise lose his reward.
No wise lose his reward. See, a cold water only in the name of a disciple. What is a disciple? A disciple is a student of a discipline. Right? An apostle is a man of authority. But a disciple is a student. He's lower than an apostle. So then he's giving water, cold water to drink, refreshing him, the student, in his discipline. What is he learning? He's learning war. Because the Lord is a man of war. Yahweh is a man of war. Yahweh Shai is coming to bring a sword. He brought a sword even in the act of being crucified, bringing this truth out, saying he's the Messiah. They tried to stone him. And they didn't, because he was able to get out of there with the power. But then, he allowed himself to be crucified. You don't think his mama didn't want him to get up on that cross? Even his apostles, at the time they were his disciples, were saying, no, Lord. Because they knew he was going to be killed. But he had to lose his life for the Lord's sake. That's what we got to do. Your wife says, no, don't go out there. What if they bring social services on us? They take our kids because you're out there talking like you're talking. You got to still do it. You got to bite your lip, shut your mouth, and carry that cross. You got to help a brother across with his cross. And it says, a cup of cold water. How simple is a cup of cold water? I mean, you buy a water for $1. That's what the Lord is saying. For the smallest thing, for the least of his people. But it's a righteous man, meaning the one that's keeping the commandments to the best of his ability out of the faith of Yahweh Shai. So, let's keep going. We're going to go up to Ecclesiastes 3.
Three one.
3:1. Go ahead.
This is Ecclesiastes 3:1. To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven.
So, hold on, I'm sorry. I gotta kill this fly. There's a fly in here. It's been bothering us. So let's start. Go ahead and do it again.
To everything there is a season.
Okay. So to everything, meaning everything that you do in your life, there's a season. What is a season? A time for that. Okay, like snow. It shouldn't be snowing in the summer. Right? You shouldn't have 100-degree heat in the winter. Right? In fact, like swimming. Should you be swimming in the winter? You know, most people would say no. You know, I mean, you go hit that hot water. But are you going to hit a hot water during the 100-degree weather? That's what it's saying. To everything there is a season. Go ahead.
And a time to every purpose under the heaven.
And a time to every purpose. A purpose is to do. Why are you doing this? So like swimming, there's a season for it. It's hot, so what's the purpose of swimming? To cool down. Alright? Under the heaven, because the heaven is the rulership. Right? Even our heavens that we live under. That we conduct this life under. Go ahead.
A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted.
And what's that talking about? That's talking about literally planting the seed. Just like when we go out there and we talk to people on the camp, we drop seeds all over. We're scattering seeds just like with your words. You're just chucking that seed out like if you were to seed a lawn. You know how they put it in that seed feeder and they walk with it and it just sprays it all over. That's what we're doing out there. When we're lifting up our voice, we're calling out to all these people. We're throwing seeds out. Okay? But there's going to be a time to pluck up what we planted. And that's during the when these thermonuclear warheads come to blow up America. And we're going to be the 144,000 that receive that seed. And that seed grows to be a tree of faith, a tree of life. Those are the ones that are going to be plucked up in the harvest. Go ahead.
A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to
break down. A time to kill and a time to heal. But see, this is where Christians say, but it says thou shalt not kill. See, they have no understanding of the scriptures. The Lord is a man of war. What is war? Killing. What it's talking about here is there's going to be a time to kill. Right now, we're not in that time. We don't have no hope in that gun. We don't have no hope in bombs. We don't have no hope in the system. We don't have no hope in the police. We don't have no hope in new laws that they could add. Our hope is in the Lord. And when the time of plucking up happens, the harvest of the elect, they're going to get that power, and it's going to be a time to kill. Even before that, actually, because during Jacob's trouble, a lot of these 2/3 are going to go crazy and start killing a lot of Edomites anyway.
It's happening.
It's already happening, exactly. We're in that time. It's coming. That time to kill is already like speeding forward, because literally in that time of sin, you know, you're going to be forced to defend yourself.
Wow.
And literally, you're either going to die or you're going to survive. And there's going to be a time to kill. But right now that we're able to go freely speak our peace on the streets for the Lord's sake, it's not a time to kill yet. We're still in a time of planting, yeah, for the harvest. Go ahead. And the time to heal, Salaki. The time to heal, meaning brothers that were wounded. You know, just like when the Israelites came out of Egypt, they didn't come like soldiers. They were in captivity for 400 years. They came down broken down.